Welcome back to Anime Savants, everyone. This week, I am the copyright gods.
Oh shit. This week, I am Gamma.
This week, I'm Ogotsu.
Okay, and this is the best of 2023. We're keeping it short and simple. Does that mean we're gonna talk short and simple? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first of, also, just to let everyone know, this best of is based off of things that we have watched. So if we have not watched your stuff, I'm sorry, it's not in the running. It's not in the running.
Just tell us what you like, right? Just tell us what you like.
You can give us your list also.
Like?
We'll give you a thing. You can go through it. The episode is going to consist of best sound, best visuals, best anime, worst anime, sleeper hit, and then we're also doing best OP and best ending. So, you know, like, get yourself together. You can write it down, and you can go through the episode with us, and then you can like
pause
argue
right
in the
now.
comments. Yeah.
Come back when you're ready.
But let's get started. Best sound. I'll go first. Oshinoko. That's for me.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really paid attention to soundtracks. I don't know what's great.
Yeah.
I want to say Bungo Stray Dogs maybe was really good. It had 2 whole cores of different sound, even though it's I think the same composer, or like music person, whatever. Freerin, I don't know. Oshinoko is a bunch of like music. I'm not a big like OST guy until there's an OST that hits me.
I feel like Freerin would have been a decent thing, but I was like, it's still going on. I was like, can I even count it for this year? Blah, blah, blah.
And I hate being like the recency bias. I hate doing recency bias.
Yeah. So I was like, let me just look at the stuff that's done. So
the criteria I always try to use for sound, especially soundtracks, is did the music change how I felt about the thing that I was watching? If I were to like in my head substitute it for just something less interesting, would I still be as engaged? And it sticks out more in shows that are actually not great than it does in shows that are already great. So some of the considerations I was thinking about, I'll just say what I thought was like the best soundtrack overall was the new Attack on Titan season. I think like from end to end, that soundtrack is fantastic. But you'll see you'll see like a trend, because I was between that one and Fate Strange Fake, and oh my god, they've got the same composer. It's Sawano. So a lot of that is like my bias for that artist. But there were a couple others that I think I mentioned on our show a few times, as the music really is carrying a lot of things that would otherwise be pretty mid. So those would be like in Seven Spellblades. I felt like the soundtrack is very distinctive, because you can tell it's got this like Harry Potter, like very fantastical vibe, where they definitely use like real instrument recordings. It wasn't like a whole bunch of synth, and it added a lot to scenes that would otherwise have not a lot going on, like this sort of sense of like sparkling wonder, and then something horrific would happen on cam. You'd be like, oh shit, like this is twisting that sort of innocent schoolyard feeling into something interesting. So I actually really appreciated the difference that made. Also, more recently for Returner's Magic, which I've been sort of like on the fence.
Oh yeah, you have
like
been on that.
Like a C+, C- kind of first entry. A lot of it is like budget related. Like they just didn't spend a lot of money, and it wasn't necessarily portioned out in a interesting part of the story. But again, the soundtrack feels higher budget than the animation that's on screen, and I think it actually did a lot to keep me engaged. And then the other one is Witch from Mercury, which I think had a low-key really impressive soundtrack. Specifically, there's some tracks I still have on rotation, not like openings and endings, like the duel track which played during Guel versus Shadiq is actually like a fantastic like pump yourself up kind of track, but it's like on a lower it's not like a high volume track. It's very like atmospheric but driving. So those are sort of where I was at. But I think I settled on Attack on Titan. If you look at the track list for that, it's like you're like, holy shit! Like this is like movie quality soundtrack right there.
I kind of forgot that Attack on Titan season 4, the final season, part 3, part 1, the final chapters, part 1.
8 billion%, yes.
I forgot that the first part of the newest final season, whatever stuff, was this year too.
Yeah.
I forgot that
hard.
part 1 and 2 in this were a year. So
I gave up on
fair.
it. I never knew when they were
Titan.
going to end it, so I just said I'm not going to watch it till they end it, and then they finally ended it. So,
well, now
did
you
any
can
of
watch
y'all
it.
I
have
gotta
like
catch up.
opening or closing themes that stuck out?
Yeah, Oshinoko for OP.
And
Yoasobi cannot. I don't really care about the ending for that one.
ending was great.
I thought they did a better job on the opening for Undead Unluck Zero. Queen Bee. I know a lot of people like the ending for Oshinoko that Queen Bee did, but I like Oshinoko's opening, just Yoasobi. The song is just so fucking addictive. It's insane.
Definitely.
And then from ending, it's Red Birthmark from Mercury season 2.
Oh yeah, that was like in my
that's just like pure talent. Like, and no, you're not going to karaoke and singing that. Like, that is just a
and the
song.
visuals for it are very memorable too.
Yes, the
like
visuals.
all the dress allegory. And it's kind of like, and
it was art. It's actually art. Well, not
if you were
that
watching it week to week, you were like staring at that ending. Like, is this foreshadowing?
Yes.
X or Y.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
For me,
Joe?
OPED, the best OPs for me. Also, Oshinoko, great, love it, absolutely love it. It also is one of my favorite for the EDs. I love the ED for it. I thought it was really great. And then another OP, which is actually my favorite OP, which is not surprising at all, is the second OP for Vinland Saga.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Really great. Absolutely loved it. I was singing along with it every time. And then almost an honorable mention. I love the Hell's Paradise OP. Love that. Actually, there's so many OPs. I can't just, I'll just go on forever.
Yeah,
ED, also really, really love the impact of Freeren's ED. Just literally a sad whatever happens.
Too.
And then it's like, are you all right? And it's like, oh, I'm not. Thank you for asking, though. Just so good. I love the ED for Freeren more than the OP. And I love the OP as well. It's just like, I don't know. There's so many great OPs, EDs. I'm typically not an ED guy, so if an ED sticks with me, that's got to be a good one.
The only other ED that really like stuck with me this year was like Vexations of a Shut-In Vampires ED, which was like very like chill pop like ED, where I'm like, oh my god, like I love this. And then of course it's just really fucking addictive. Like the ones that stand out to me the most are the ones that are like super duper addictive, or it's just like raw talent that like actually deserves like the spotlight. And so that one, I was just like, SOS. It's so catchy, just like the Oshinoko one. I'm like, these are so fucking catchy. I can't get them out of my mind. And you go to my Apple Music, and it's like, what the fuck is this doing in your most played? Like, what are you listening to?
Yeah, see, that's basically my like single strongest marker for a good opening or ending track is does it go on rotation? The song can make it onto rotation, then I'm there. So for me, it was close between Thousand Year Blood War Season 2 Stars by WOD. I thought that it's a really good song. Ironically, it's just the in the Thousand Year Blood War Season 1 and 2, it's actually not even my favorite of those tracks, but it's just that's the one that came out this year. So cool. Try the other one that I think is like a strong honorable mention, like it was almost my number one, was Tomb by Kavi Baba, which is the Trigun Stampede opening. It is really good as just a standalone track. It's got this very like liquidy melodic kind of feel to it. It's very different than what you probably would think. For if you knew anything about the original Trigun, you would think, oh, they're gonna go for something bouncy and lively and Western, but no, they go for something like totally the opposite, like very like synthetic and emotional and like powerful, but also again, it's got that like smooth feel to it. It's like very melancholy. But I went with Work, which is the Hell's Paradise opening by Millennium Parade that Joe mentioned before. That one, the moment I heard it, I was like, this is going to be on all of my like playlists for anything active that I want to do. Yeah,
they could play that in a club, to be honest.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Yeah.
So that's where I was for openings. For endings, it was a little tougher because I don't often remember a lot of endings because I'm usually not listening to all of them, especially in series where there's like post-credit content. I'm like, get me out of here. Like Shangri-La Frontier, I get
It's
right
a really
to
good
the
ending.
SLF mini. Like, it's not because the openings or endings are bad. It's like I just want more content, so I usually skip over it. The two that stuck out for me, again from Thousand Year Blood War, End Roll by Yo Kamiya. I think End Roll is just a great track. It's very like it's like a if I would use the word like traditional, but traditional in the sense of great anime endings. Like it keeps your energy up. Like if I was watching back to back to back a bunch of episodes, having End Roll come on and having it kind of gets you ready for the next episode. I really love that one. But actually, again, going for my Sawano bias was the ending from Fate Strange Fake. I don't know if like anybody here actually watched that this year.
I didn't watch.
did.
That was
I
like the
don't
one off, right?
Yeah,
the one off is like
Fake It.
40 something minutes.
Yeah.
The track Fake It is so fucking sick, man. Like it's
Okay.
really good. Another Sawano banger. It's on my playlist. Like I cared for about like 12 minutes of Fate Strange Fake. Like that's about as much of it as I really enjoyed. When that ending came on, I was like, you bet this is going on rotation. Please believe. And also the soundtrack for Strange Fake is really good too. There's a track called Bite Down, which is like a very aggressive, like rock, like angry type of music. That's just like my vibe. And there's a lot of really good tracks on that soundtrack as well. But again, I'm a Sawano like humper, so like that's my bias. There's definitely other stuff out there.
Yeah, I would just think that Queen Bee probably would be my artist for the year right now, based off of like the Oshinoko ending and the Undead Unluck opening. Like they really showed up this year with like they're not like a new artist by any means in Japan. Like they've done stuff before. Didn't they do something for they've done another OP ending on some other show or some other series or like an insert song or something. But I just like those two definitely stood out for me, especially Zero, which is like the Undead Unluck ending, but it just isn't as, it's on its way up there to the Oshinoko ending as far as OP, as far as like how much I'm playing it, but it has not eclipsed Idol. It's just it's not there. It's not there, but it'll get there. Okay. OP endings. All right, the next one, visuals. Someone else go first.
We have to.
Many.
I feel like I'll go first. We have to give love to all of the animators that did not get to see their family for months,
Oh my God.
years.
Yeah, that was
Oh
kind
my
of part of my
God.
criteria too.
For all of the insanity that they made with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh my
Jujutsu
God.
Kaisen's visuals absolutely phenomenal. You wouldn't know, Jordan, okay?
Well,
but
that's cute of you to say that because I was gonna give it to them because of the first 4 episodes that I watched. Okay, the hidden inventory. I watched the hidden inventory. I saw Toji's fine ass maul them niggas. Okay, so
that was
based
only
off
like
the first 4 episodes. And based off of those first 4 episodes, and based off of Twitter literally spoiling everything 30 minutes
my
after it
God.
fucking drops,
Right.
I give Jujutsu Kaisen visuals because I've
Okay.
almost seen everything that I needed to fucking see already anyways, and it was
That's
fucking
fair.
insane. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was
Absolutely
insane.
Love
Beautiful,
the visuals for it.
beautiful, fluid, like just while also clearly showcasing specific like animators' styles and like what they do.
Yes, there were
Things of that
so many
nature.
different styles you see.
There's so many. I mean, well,
100%.
they're doing a lot of like contracting and like freelancing. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
surprised
they
by
have to.
that.
I mean, most
Yeah.
of their. I mean, I don't even know how many of their animators made it through this, because of the hard work that they've been doing for the past multiple years. When they were supposed to be only working on like season 2, and then they had to do a movie, and they had to do Attack on Titan, they had to do everything else other than JJK. That's why we got to always give it up to Mappa's animators, not the studio. Fuck Mappa, but
Yep.
let's go for those animators. We love the animators. That's one. We have only gotten 18 episodes of Free Run, but the animation is fluid, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I love just the entire vibe of it. Animation just has been nonstop amazing. They're not using like some very obvious like lens flare special effects like maybe a different series that a lot of people say is really well animated by a certain extraterrestrial, start of a studio company,
What?
unidentified flying object,
Stop it!
able,
Stop it!
might
Stop it!
animate. Free Rent Production IG probably had their best animation. Ufotable, UFO,
Yes, yes,
UFO
Oh.
table, Ufotable.
yes.
Man, whatever. Whatever.
Production IG probably had their best animation they've had on a series since, I don't know, like the third season of Haikyuu. Like, it's been so long since we've had like animation at the level that they had with Heavenly Delusion. Phenomenally animated, loved that. And finally, Doga Koba, I did not think that they could do what they did with Oshinoko. I thought it was really well animated, not in the same sort of sense that you would
The
think
first
of, like,
episode was insane.
Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, throughout, I mean, obviously the first episode, beyond everything else in it, they put so much heart and soul into that. But I'm just surprised that they had so much. It's just not something I would expect from Doga Koba. Doga Koba. It's just way different. It's not like the same thing as like Free Rin or Jujutsu Kaisen or this or that. It's totally different animation style. It's not like some insane fight, but those are the ones that really stick out to me for visuals. I mean, I would say Vinland Saga, but it's like visually, it's not. For me, it's story. For me, it's story, but also Vinland Saga. Yeah, also Vinland Saga.
Yeah, so I wanted to give some shout outs to things. I think we all kind of are in some agreement that Jujutsu Kaisen is both a poster child for the absolute best and the worst of what the animation industry can be, in the sense that in order to get the quality we got, the pain that it caused may never really be accounted for or
no,
reported.
it won't.
No number.
Didn't they announce season 3 today?
They did. They
did.
And they're a bunch of sickos, man.
Yeah, like, it's a lot. So to me, it was like Jujutsu Kaisen as like the S tier, and there were a lot of other things that were right below it that I wanted to give some love to, including some stuff that probably isn't on a lot of people's list. First of all, Pluto, the movie. Like,
Joe, you watched that too, didn't you?
Man,
I'm surprised. I was saving Pluto. I didn't know you were gonna mention it at all. I was gonna save it for a different category.
Well,
nobody
it
talks about
deserves a lot. It deserves like quite a bit of recognition.
Yes,
I think
wow.
that we're in this weird era around anime consumption where in a lot of ways movies are treated as kind of a secondary product for a lot of fans, even though some of the absolute best work that you're going to see in animation in reality is actually in movies and not in sort of the TV and streaming content, like episodic streaming content. And Pluto really stands out as like not only an amazing concept to take what is effectively a single episode from Astro Boy, which is totally off the radar of a lot of other people, and then reimagine it in a much more serious and introspective and philosophically complete kind of way. I think a lot of people actually missed this, even though it is broadly available, on a popular platform and did get a lot of like award buzz. I wish more people would go out of their way and seek it out, because it is, despite the themes that are there, I would actually say this is a very accessible film for almost anybody, regardless of whether they like anime or not, whatever age range they're in, what sort of other media they consume. It's just a very, very, very good film, and the animation was consistently amazing all the way through. Like it was so impressive to me. So it again, I don't know how many people died in the process of making this, so I can't put it.
I don't think it was like that. I think that it was a brand new studio formed for this. Yeah. So I don't think it's like, they got that Netflix money, and I'm sure no one died.
And that's
and
great.
It's been like 5-6 years.
And we've talked a little bit about, I think Mushoku Tensei did have to like pull its dick out a little bit this year to remind people that
it can do things, but this wasn't the season for them to show off.
And what you'll notice is that like a lot of things I'm going to mention, they had great scenes, but they were not necessarily like all the way through end to end, like high action, digital skill, whatever. It was just like, oh, I remember this for having great animation. Free Run comes up for me, even though I only saw a few episodes. I could immediately tell that like they were putting their foot down. Like this is a serious attempt to do some Attack on Titan, for all the shit that it rightfully gets is just being overly drawn out. It also is like lavished with all kinds of great animation up and down its runtime. I mentioned Pluto. I think maybe we haven't talked about this one. Castlevania Nocturne.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Fantastic.
I didn't watch
Fucking
it.
insane. Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah. The magic scene.
Almost, I would say this. I would say there's more like action and high paced stuff in season 3 of the previous iteration of this series, but that's just because it was like a finale. There's a lot of crazy shit happening. But I would just say that like Nocturne itself, if they can hold this up, I think, what's the name of the studio? I just had the tip of my brain. They do a lot of all the Netflix stuff. Like,
oh, I don't know who it is. Then
I'm forgetting the name of the studio.
Powerhouse or something like that.
Powerhouse. There we go. It's Powerhouse. And I know they have like 3 subsidiary studios as well that work on a lot of this stuff. But like Powerhouse in general, like I know folks are kind of weird about calling things that draw inspiration from anime, and I'm one of those people. But the way that this is produced, this is an anime, top to bottom. And then you look at the names and the animators who are on it. A lot of like Japanese, Korean, and North American animators who contribute to all your favorite stuff. They were right there on this project as well. So fantastic. So, and the last one is Fog Hill: The Five Elements, which is a Chinese animated story that I've talked about before. Is like, it shows up if you ever do those like greatest anime fights of all time. There's usually something from a season of Fog Hill will show up. This year was no different than a new season. It's not very long, but man, you watch this shit. It's everything from like hand-drawn digital painterly effects, style changes, like all the shit that's like the hallmark of people putting their goddamn foot down. Fog Hill: The Five Elements 2 just deserves an honorable mention as just part of that crowd, but it's JJK for sure for me, no question. Too many died in the creation of this. Well, not died, but came close to death for me to.
Yeah, I agree with like a lot of shows had their moments and things of that nature, but I think, ironically, Campfire Cooking in Another World, I really enjoyed the food porn that they did with their animation. I really enjoyed, as far as like the rest of the show, I was like, I don't really give a fuck about the rest of this, but the food porn and the way they animated that was really good. I enjoyed Handyman Saito's moments. There weren't a lot of them, but there were several moments in Handyman Saitou that were really good for me also. And then Heavenly Delusion, but Heavenly Delusion wasn't as like consistent quality, like non-stop, as Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, and that was,
they did a lot more obvious. Like the atmospheric stuff, and then the monsters and the way human bodies moved around in these spaces. It felt every time like if
they
the
probably
scene
just doing something different.
Yeah, if the scene needed me to feel claustrophobic, it felt fucking claustrophobic. If a scene needed me to feel uncomfortable, I felt uncomfortable. If a scene needed me to be like, oh, this is like a breath of fresh air and it's big and open and it's cool, I felt that through the animation. And I guess I want to give like Demon Slayer a shout out, because starting your season with a 40-minute, basically like the first cut of a film, like level of shit going on, was inspired. Now, unfortunately, this arc has a lot of downtime, and so the good parts of the season, the very well animated parts of the season, kind of come in towards the end, and it's all within like 4 to 6 episodes, like the really good stuff.
Okay,
so that's why I can't stick it up there, just because there was not enough on an individual episode basis to really be like, oh well, they were trying to send a message. But it was still a fantastically animated season. I mean, the last season was one of my favorites of all time for that series. So I mean, it's a come down, but not much of a come down.
Can I say 2 things? Okay, 2. 1, I can't believe you said pull their dick out for the studio animating Mushoku Tensei. That's so insensitive with everything that Rudy had to go through.
Whoa, my God. I just got that now. Okay.
And then 2, I don't think Pluto is a movie. It's 8 40-ish minute episodes.
Yeah, but
it's
it
like
was put
6
together.
hours.
I think it was put together as one script. They just broke it up because I think they found out. I want to say I read.
No one's gonna watch a 6-hour movie.
Yeah, I think the treatment they submitted was like 4.5 hours or something like that, and instead of cut it down, they just got more money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I still totally recommend if you have Netflix and you like anime, watch Pluto. Absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the best anime this entire year. Go watch it. I mean, more people talking about it, the more hype that gets, the more of a likelihood that more works from Naoki Urasawa are made. Maybe one day we can actually get 20th Century Boys, which is noted as one of the best series he's ever made, along with Monster. Maybe we could get a Monster remastered or a remake or something, just because it looks so rusty, but I want to watch it because everyone says how great it is. And that's all I have to say about Naoki Urasawa.
If there was a way to take the last, like, 2 arcs cases from Monster, like the finale and then the bit that came right before that, and just turn that into a movie, I feel like, because the reveal at the end,
I never watched
the reveal. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna say anymore. Where's Moody? We need to get Moody
I just
back
hear
in
it's
here,
so great.
loves...
I can't watch it.
She loves
I literally
that shit.
see it on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, I could maybe, and I press on it, and then you see it on the screen the way it looks.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
And there's a big gap in the middle of it too. Like, well, you don't know that because if you're watching it now, you're not. It wasn't produced all together. Anyway, there's a whole thing. I know a lot about 20th Century Boys. I never read it.
I hear,
but I've heard that like it's it's like the white whale. It's like the unfilmable type of like the concept. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's everything is like that till it happens. So I'd be excited to see it made.
Probably thought the same thing for Vinland Saga. And it happened.
True. I always just felt that was more like how people would react to it. You know, once we got to the part we're at now, kind of exactly what I thought actually is it's very divisive, even though, you know, it gets its flowers. It's just, why aren't they fighting yet? What's going on? How come he's yeah. Not great. Do we want to talk about characters? Do you want to talk about characters? We don't have to like, it doesn't have to be like the best, but like any characters that stuck out to you this year.
I mean, we witnessed one of the greatest story arcs and developments of a character in all of anime.
Yeah, I'll just leave that to you
over the course of 24 episodes, Thorfinn.
I'll leave this to you too.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I can't even talk about anybody else because you say character and that's all I think of is Thorfinn. Thorfinn's just, his development over that season was just so phenomenal. Oh, Rudy went through some changes, you know, had a lot of downs and finally, you know, one up.
We're gonna see. I agree, but I feel like we need the second half of this.
Oh, for sure. Everybody says the second half is like insane.
They say it's insane, but we need to see if he actually learned the lessons and if he's going to implement the change in other areas of his life, as opposed to just seeking the resolutions that he wanted. Like, was he actually listening to the people around him? And like taking in what they were advising, or was he just like, oh yeah, I do need to change. Actually, I got my dick back. I'm good.
we can change later.
Yeah,
man.
we can change later. I got my dick back.
I got some stuff to do. You know.
Yeah. So I'm waiting on him because he disappoints. He disappoints, which I know that is like a part of the show, but it's kind of just like, it's okay for him to disappoint, but like, how much did you grow? Like, did you do a lot? Did you
he grew a lot at the end of it.
No, okay. We gonna see when we get to the moments of,
I mean, his penis
of insane. There. Okay. Well, then there it is. There it is. I guess like, character-wise, because you guys, Joe would like everyone to know that I did not watch Vinland Saga. I'm just gonna say it before he says it.
It's insanity.
Yeah, well, you know, it be what it be. But I feel like character-wise, I had high hopes for Witch from Mercury, and those are gone.
We did.
Those are gone. Those are gone. If we had gotten another season or so, I would have been like, actually, this could be happening in this. So no, I guess characters that really stood out this year for me primarily would be like Tomo-chan, Tomo. Like, I just like how fully realized. Yeah, I feel like how fully realized she was, and like how willing she was to like try things. I liked a lot of the characters in that show, but I feel like I'm only able to say that about that show because it's complete. There's these other shows that we're watching right now, they're probably like still in the process, they're still going on, so we haven't really seen those character arcs come to their conclusion, so thus it's kind of just like, oh, I'm not really fucking with this dude, but then a year or two later I'll be like, I love this nigga, oh my god, like he's so good. So yeah, I would go with like Tomo-chan. I don't think she's like my favorite character this year by any means. If any means, it's Mao Mao. Like Mao Mao's my head bitch. Like,
love Mao Mao.
Fucking love Mao Mao to death. So realistic, so straightforward, and just like, I feel like she could actually be like a human being that I would know and love and be like, yeah, girl, let's go to happy hour. Fuck these niggas. Like, like, this is dumb. They over here playing. We're peasants. They can kill us at any time. Homeboy got you out here doing all this stuff. You wrong, you're dead tomorrow. Let's go over here. Like, a very realistic and like relatable character. So Mao Mao is the one that stands out the most for me, even though she's not in my anime of the year.
I mean, the best answer and the correct answer, of course, is Thorfinn, but that's also the chalk answer. There were two characters, well, I guess it's technically three. I really, really enjoyed being wrong about Undead Unluck. I think Andy and Fuko as a duo is something that I didn't really consider as, you know, oh, this is actually gonna be a highlight of my week, and also watching how do I frame this? So what I actually like about Undead Unluck is not the shonen aspects of it. It's that from episode 1, it is very it gets across to me that it wants to be very earnest about emotions. All the characters, even the ones that don't tell the truth about themselves or are very guarded, I actually look forward to learning about their tragic backstory. Like, for real, it's not like, you know, oh no, Tanjiro is now gonna cry about the life story of some stupid fucking demon that he's about to blow.
First time he ever met in his life. Yeah.
Right. I actually care about that cast, and I did not expect to, because my first take on the Undead Unluck manga was that this feels very retrograde, and I was worried that it was just a vehicle for fan service with like a lot of wackiness thrown around it in order to cover up the fact that it's basically just like more degenerate fiction. And by the way, I like degenerate fiction. It was just like, I don't know if this is going to be like a flagship, you know, story and shonen title that I can really get into beyond that. Turns out from even watching the first episode of Undead Unluck that there were layers to these characters enough. It's not like, it's not Shakespeare, but there's enough there where like when you know, they profess what they believe and you watch that change over the course of at least the first, I would say, half of the manga that's been released so far, which I've now gone and read some more. I absolutely enjoy watching them week to week in a way I did not think that I would. There are plenty of characters that I love, but they've been around. I mean, like, you could pile me up with all of the Eminence and Shadow all day, and I will just live for the absolute insanity, which, by the way, we're gonna have to talk about the ending of season 2, because how do we get our reverse isekai?
I have not watched it.
Yeah, yep. how it redeemed that first episode that we were all like, was this a bait and switch? Like, nope, it was just bait.
Oh boy. Okay.
So those are characters I like, but like Andy and Fuko were a great surprise for me this year. And I didn't like watch like Oshido Ko or some of the other like more slice of life stuff, so I figured that they're probably similar sort of smaller characters in those series that also stuck out to people. The last one I will say is Kuro from Under Ninja. Under Ninja is like maybe one of the most subversively funny things that I've watched. And there's a couple that I'm gonna talk about when we get to like the best and worst that I think are like sneaky great but also trash. Under Ninja is not trash. Under Ninja is like it creeps up on you just how inspired everything in that series is. Like is it Kengo, what's his last name, Hanazawa? I think it's yes, Kengo Hanazawa is the writer. He also is behind I Am a Hero, which I really I've always loved it. I don't know if that'll ever like, that's a very acquired taste for a lot of reasons, but Under Ninja finds a way to be absurd, but then like relatably grounded in its jokes. Like when they were trying to like shoot the little like dart gun with their farts, and then you like you put that up against like some of the ultra violence that is hinted at, or sometimes you see there's not like a ton of it, because most of the episodes are like a kind of a commentary on a type of person or a type of sort of like social criticism or commentary through a certain interaction, like the foreigner who was like coming into town to there was so much about that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
other
yeah,
things
yeah.
that happen later, but Kuro as a character is so relatable, and all his little like coterie of like friends who are either in the life or not in the life, like the people who are in his apartment building, the fact that like he's 17 but he looks older, so like it always leads to all kinds of weird shit. Also, something about all of like Kengo Hanazawa stuff, I feel like every character is sweaty. Like every one of them is like damp. Like I don't want to. They're kind of like uncomfortable looking, and I don't want to move to Japan because these apartments fucking suck. You gotta sit on the ground. There's no AC. Everyone's fucking bored. Like the world that gets painted is so cool. And Kuro as a character is again another one I didn't think. Especially when Jordan and we both went back and forth over the trailer, where we had like the reaction of I'm so in, I am so out, I am so back in again. Like it's been really like enjoyable to just be around that character for a season. So that's kind of where I'm at. But Thorfinn is kind of like the easy and correct answer. It's just there was a lot of other variety out there.
Okay.
I'm just so glad you said Under Ninja. Wow.
A lot of people are not watching it, like, at all.
No one.
But it's a very acquired taste. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's very weird, but it's fun weird. It's fun weird. Okay. So then I guess in that same vein, everyone's sleeper. What's your sleeper for the year of 2023?
That's a good
3.
Okay.
You want to go first?
James? You can go. Yeah, you guys go first.
Oh,
James,
me.
you go first.
Oh, sorry. I have 2. They are. I was thinking about this because when we were talking about like best and worst, this year I went out of my way to like not watch a lot of stuff, like stick with anything that I felt was like truly offensive to me. And so the end result is a lot of the stuff that I would call like the worst things that I watched are stuff that either is an acquired taste or like there's an aspect of it where I wouldn't like recommend it to just anybody. But there's something about it where it's like you probably want to get on board with this. So the sleeper, the first one I'll give is one we've talked about on our show, Kami Arabi. Actually good. It's weird. Sometimes a show will fail the 3-episode rule for reasons that have to do with like the greater good, like presenting maybe its most difficult to handle aspects up front, and it kind of scares off a lot of people because what you're being presented is not something you would normally watch. In Kami Arabi's case, number one, the animation style initially doesn't look like it's going to be able to deliver a lot, and I'll get to like a reason why that's kind of a little bit of a bait and switch. Number two, we've seen death game stories before, and so it takes a lot to really add something to that genre that you like you could really say, hey guys, you should really go watch this thing. And then number three, it does a great job of bearing the lead of how fucking insane the show could get, and that violates like almost every rule for 3 episodes, because you want best foot forward, give people a taste of what they're going to come back to, present, even if you never see it again, like, you know, some great animation or some hook that's going to keep you coming back. So I have to say that once I found out who was behind the show, a lot of things slipped into place. Number one, this show was originally pitched by Yoko Taro.
Oh.
Which I didn't know. I knew nothing about this.
Really?
Eventually, it was finished by he wound up not writing any of the scripts for the show. That went to the director of Mikaku City Actors, Jin, but he worked with Yoko Taro. I say all this to mean that, like, there's a lot of stuff that you think is not going to turn out well that is like goes from like a D to an A+ really fast. Number one, so the concept in Kami Arabi, for people who have not don't know about it is that it's a psychological death game with supernatural powers that have come through cell phones, which is like, okay, great, we've seen this shit before. But the main character's ability is the first hint that there's a lot more that this show can deliver, because while he can alter the rules of reality with wishes, in order to sustain it, he has to spend karma. So basically, every time he uses his ability, his life just gets permanently worse in the past and future. So like he, if you see him in the first episode, he's like living in a regular apartment. His mother's kind of an asshole. He's just like, he's got a weird friend. He goes to school. The first time he uses his ability, the next time he wakes up in his home, it's like dingier and he's poorer. There's like graffiti all over the house. His mother has gone from like being like a minor jerk to like someone who's clearly an alcoholic and is just like a stay-at-home. His reputation, at school, he goes from like an average student to nobody likes him, and his life gets worse and worse the more he uses his ability. So you're like, okay, main character overpowered, but the first thing you see is like, oh, the girl whose ability is I make a giant sword. Who the fuck cares? Well, there are villains or antagonists in this story or in this anime where the abilities get crazier and crazier. For example, one person's ability is that they can make the whole world believe any fake news that they come up with, including fabricating evidence that doesn't exist into the real world in order to validate a story that they write. Another character is able to mind control anybody they can get to open up to them emotionally, and all kinds of other stuff. Like, it's not direct. Probably every character's ability, once they figure out how to use it, is like JoJo stand level of mind fuckery.
It feels JoJo stands.
Yeah, of like just like absolute broken shit. And then watching the main cast figure their way through this, the betrayals, or at least the idea that somebody might turn on them at any time, like, it got tense, and it was also very creative. So I gave all that to say that this is a show that probably most people overlooked because it was 3D CG. They should look at it again, because also the directing, like the shot direction, is very, very good as well. And the faces, I said before, like, oh, what can they do with CGI animation? All the characters are very expressive in the way that you want from an anime. But it doesn't pretend like it's trying to do something that you can't do in 3D and have it look good. So that's like an example. The other one is Kamikatsu, which is I call it like AKA How to Start a Cult. It's a show that's terrible on purpose. Like, the animation is fucked, but as you watch it, you realize that the animators are doing this on purpose. Like, they know there's like animation mistakes that are literally part of the plot. Like I don't know how to explain this, but it's like, it's so self-aware of what it is. It's genuinely like way over the top. It's garbage. This is actual trash. But like, it's the best kind of trash because it sticks the landing on like just how bad it is on purpose without stepping into like, I can't get this off my fucking screen. I was howling with laughter by the end of the first episode. In fact, the first episode begins with the main character getting jerked off by a girl who misread a book about like how to how to resuscitate a man, and you kind of know what you're in for, like, right
Joe,
away.
You don't like that one, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
There was a weird kid shit moment in it, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this anymore.
He's like, I'm out of here. Well, it doesn't help that like Mitama looks like a 12-year-old, and that dude is worshiping her feet. Like, that is gonna, if you can get through that scene, you have a great time. If you can't get through the scene, bail immediately. So these are the kinds of things where I'm like, yeah, that was a surprise, because I thought this would tick all my boxes for hell no, get away, and I stuck around. I'm like, actually, this is really funny. And also, it tells you how to avoid a cult. Like, if you're ever worried that you might get snookered, this is like the handbook for cult avoidance, which I'm always behind.
For me, I had 3 that we already mentioned. All 3 of them are, I think, good shows that just weren't talked about. And for me, that's what a sleeper is, a good show that is just not talked about. Nobody's talking enough about them. So Under Ninja, like we already mentioned, Under Ninja, I think, is actually good. So interesting. A lot of people dropped it. The opening scene, you see the soldiers walking in with the weird voice acting, CG, and then they're like, yep, I'm done. You fucked up, man. It's a good show. Another one, Handyman Saitou. Nobody talked about it. and I loved it. That's one of my sleepers. I wish people talked about it more. It deserves so much recognition. Great series. And finally, the slept on potential one of the best anime of the entire year, Pluto on Netflix.
Oh, sure.
Nobody talked about it, but it's a sleeper hit. It's something that I have no clue why. I mean, there was a moment, I would say for a week, people talked about it. And then after that week, nothing. Radio silence. Nobody mentioned it. And even the people that talked about it during that week, it's like I feel like people were being told to watch it, but a lot of people weren't giving it a chance.
A lot of people go by the AniTubers recommendations beyond shonen. Yeah.
And a lot of the AniTubers didn't mention it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't popular.
Here's something, I mean, I want to get your opinion on this, because I think one of the big things I've seen this year is a complete disregard for everything that is being released through streaming services. Like
Netflix?
Like Netflix in particular. There's so much that gets overlooked because it's coming through Netflix. I don't know if it's like the way the release schedules go, because they've switched it up a little bit. Sometimes they'll release weekly, sometimes they'll do 3 episodes in a week, sometimes they'll do all at once, and I don't know if that's made any difference whatsoever, because there's so much stuff. Like Baki this year, you know, most people are not talking about it. I actually think it's one of the best seasons they've ever produced in that show. And I was a fan, you know, of the first couple, even when they were like, you know, slideshows and weird, grotesque body horror. Like this season, the last season was really good. No one said shit.
Yeah. I think that's a bigger issue with batch drops. I think that when they go weekly, it performs better as long as they don't do what they did with Komi, which was release to worldwide 3 weeks after it comes out in Japan.
Yeah.
That is because nobody's going to watch it, obviously. They're just going to pirate it because anime community already is massively pirating everything. But I think if they go weekly, I think it performs better. I don't know, man. We haven't really seen them go for it. I think they're really going for it with Dungeon Meshi. We'll see how Dungeon Meshi does, and then we'll know. That's a weekly. That's Trigger. That could be something. So I really hope that gets talked about. Another dude, Hulu / Disney. Those, like, the only reason Bleach gets talked about is because it's
question. Bleached. Yes.
And like Summertime Rendering dead.
Dead on a
Heavenly Delusion.
And we should be talking about that. We should be talking about both of those shows a lot more.
And then Undead Unluck. It barely any love, and the only reason it gets some love is because it's a popular-ish running shonen series right now.
Yeah. Weirdly, I've seen the voice actors for Undead Unluck do more on social media to push that series, the American ones anyway, than anything official. I've like literally seen no organic marketing whatsoever.
And it's literally one of the best things this fucking season, which is insane. Then like my 3, Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. Like no one cared about that show. No one cared about Kaina. And then Heavenly Delusion.
What a shame. Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, Kaina was great. I really liked it. I wouldn't say it's like phenomenal and everyone's gonna love it, but I'm tuned in. Actually, did the fucking movie come out yet, or did they delay it? Because they're doing a continuation with the movie.
I don't think it's
we'll
out
see.
Yet.
But the way that they set things up by the end of the season, I was like, oh fuck yes! Like let's get into the world. Like let's find out what the fuck happened. Heavenly Delusion, of course, such a fucking masterpiece of a show, and people just paying it absolute dust. I saw it recommended. Ironically, I saw people recommending it on Twitter so fucking much, and people were like, "Oh yeah, that looks cool." Okay, no one watched it. Like it was kind of just like the visual looked really engaging, and people were like, "Oh, that looks dope. I'm gonna check that out." No one actually went to go fucking watch the show, because if we went to go watch the show. If they went to go watch the show, we would have seen like people freaking out about specific scenes near the end, specific scenes between the beginning, and like gender and all. Like people would have been losing their minds about the like topics in this show. No one's watching it. They're not watching it. So that, and then like Handyman, Saitou, love my nigga. Like, yeah, that's my guy. And those are my sleepers.
And remember, sleepers, these are things we feel positively about, but there are probably some things that we don't feel so positive about that for whatever reason we wound up watching this year. So
let's go on in the worst.
Let's talk about the worst. Let's talk about the worst. Since I went first last time, Joe, what's on your short list? It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be just 1 or 2 things.
Jordan, you can go first because it looks like you really got to get this one off your chest.
Well, I'm just saying I'm biased and I'm pissed that I wasted my time on these 2 shows. So, number 1, the Giant Beasts of Ours pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
Pissed
what happened?
Me off. Thank you. What the fuck happened? You pissed me off. So it's and the show as a whole is probably not the worst thing that came out this year, but what they did to us at the end, it's like you're playing.
Especially the last episode.
They were playing in our faces. I was like, we should have got this at the like mid-season something, blah 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 blah. They're playing in our faces.
Yeah,
so
agree.
them.
What the fuck?
And then this one motherfucker that just literally shitted on the entirety of what it did. Isekai cheat skill. Get this shit into the garbage immediately.
If we get the worst visuals,
that pissed me off. So the way that show started,
what a fucking bait and switch.
The way they started and what we ended up, what was episode 12 where they literally just showed the grass. They showed the grass for like 3 minutes straight.
That was my thumbnail.
I was like, oh my god, like I don't even know if they phoned it in.
Budget on that girl's booba.
Yeah, right.
They did.
You know what? We went back and forth, Jordan and I, on like the first 3 episodes because we were on 2 different pages. I was like, and maybe I'm misremembering, so Jordan, correct me, because it all came together at the end, so it might be just a concurrent memory. But I think that I was much more into the non-isekai stuff in the first couple episodes, and you were like, no, it's the isekai stuff that has the most promise. And then at some point, by maybe episode 5 or 6, we switched.
Yes.
Where you right, and then there was that episode with like the dog and like the robber. And I was like, I'm out completely on the real world stuff. Give me the fantasy world. Get me out of here. This motherfucker is like he's the perfect man. He fights off the bicycle gang. He humbles his sibling. I don't care about
the mall fire. The mall fire scene. I was like, ooh,
get me the fuck out of here.
I was like,
please.
ooh, okay. I was like, this nigga's stunting.
Where's whatever. Where's that rabbit I was teased with? Like,
we asked about the rabbit for fucking 8 episodes, and then they brought it and immediately took it out again.
Took it out of the story, and then we end with one of the worst last episodes of all time. Which, by the way, this season has like competed for shows that were trying to do a bunch of shit we liked, and then the last like 2 to 3 episodes, or even just the final episode, fucked all of it up. Witch from Mercury, I loved Witch from Mercury until we got to the end, and I was like, what the fuck? Why? Where's the other season?
Showed the rush. The rush was so apparent. I'm not gonna say Witch from Mercury was the worst. Like, no. It's far
we
from.
We were enjoying it the most.
Yeah.
Of all the series where they fucked up the last they didn't
but
stick
Isekai
the landing.
And ours, you really because you're not even AAA, bitch. You don't get to do this.
Yeah, you don't get to do that.
You don't get to do this.
Get to do that.
You need to hit your P's and Q's, and you did it. And I invested my time, and I was like, damn. You wasted my shit. Like, I was on here talking. I was like, this is but I can see where they're going and da-da-da. We on here theory crafting, like encouraging people to watch it. And now we done wasted they damn time too. It's just like, fuck both of y'all. Fuck both of those series. They really got on my nerves this year. Like, they really, really, really pissed me off. And again, they're probably not the worst thing that aired, but to me, they are.
So I have a controversial one, maybe, and it may not be the show's fault, but Zom 100.
Oh,
there are so many like positive categories I could argue that Zom 100 could be at the top of, depending on what your taste is. I think it had possibly the strongest first episode of any anime this season, strong enough that I showed it to a lot of people who are not anime people. And I'm biased too because I know some people who are involved in the US production of the show. So I was already hyped and excited for this to be like a big thing. But the fucking production issues on this show killed it. It killed this show. It killed it dead. It's on indefinite hiatus. Like we
Did
don't
those
know,
last few episodes even come out on Christmas?
Yeah, it was good.
But like, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know
it was
if
the
it's
best
ever
arc
coming
of
back.
the whole show.
Yeah,
Last
it's the
3
best
episodes.
part. But what did it do? It killed itself
Oh, yeah,
right
no, for sure.
at the launch point of its hype cycle, to the point when, at least when they got through their own backlog, and by the way, there's so much more. If you're a fan of the series, like, there's a lot of stuff that we should be getting the announcement the way we're getting the announcement for Jujutsu Kaisen. Instead, it's just a dead show.
Yeah.
No pun intended, right? And that fucking sucks. Everything about that sucks. So
Because it was popular enough to get the live action simultaneously.
I know. Another one which is just sad to me, even though ironically it is my favorite part of this show, is Tokyo Revengers. I think like this whole season has been a bust, and I think it was a bust for reasons that actually are not its fault. It's the fault of the author and the manga, because I think the end of the manga pissed off a lot of people, and the word of mouth around the show went from like here a year ago, or maybe a little more than a year ago,
no one cares. No one cares. No, and I remember the first season, niggas was like, Tokyo Revengers, we gotta watch Takemichi.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then during last year, they like ended it, and then no
like,
one cared about it this year.
Bad.
I really like it though.
Yeah, I this is my to me.
Not
this
that I
is
think it's
the
good
peak.
though.
This season is the best. Now in hindsight, this season is the best the story ever got, because this is kind of the last point where there are a lot of balls in the air that are very intriguing as to how they could turn out, both in the world of the present that Takemichi is in, and then also like unpacking some of the mysteries of the past. Because if you really think about, when you go into the original, you don't know almost anything about all of the various gangs and all the who's the big villain and why certain people were estranged from each other. And as you sort of unravel each conflict and try to fix the future, and the future keeps getting worse and worse, there's a part of you up to this point in the story where you're like, okay, well, I don't see how this comes together in any way. It's just Takemichi taking L's for 90% of a storyline, and then right at the end he stands his ground and knocks somebody out, and you're just like, oh, okay, hopefully he gets stronger the next time I see him, and then he doesn't. Spoiler. And so this, when the show started, season 1, I was like, well, I can't wait till they get to this part of the manga, because that's where I was. And then I finished it, and I was like, oh god, this is actually the best it's ever gonna do. Hope they run that hype machine into the ground. But unfortunately, I guess karma caught up with it or something, because people were not excited.
Yeah.
And then the two I'll put together, because I only watched a little bit. Liar Liar fucking sucked. I thought I was gonna get Classroom of the Elite with like, a little more bouncier animation and brighter shit. No, it's just trash. You don't even talk about it. It's just bad. The first episode makes no sense. Like, there's like 18 ideas they throw out, and none of them, each one, they're like, no, I would never do that. Why would the one star that girl had, the one that she could lose to a random motherfucker on the street, also be the special star? But then like, oh, she's the daughter of the company that made the city, so you're like, okay, cool, maybe there's something there. But then you find out later, oh no, actually she isn't, she's just a substitute. And then the games are stupid and they don't make any. So fuck that show. Like, just fuck it. And then FLCL Grunge, I was not into.
Oh no!
Not into it. I made excuses for the last two.
I get you with the Liar Liar. That was on my list. Liar Liar, top of my list. Terrible, fucking bad. And the thing that I'm so mad about is like, I wasn't even planning on watching it because I was like, eh. And then like that's when I started streaming reactions to like a lot more stuff that I was not going to do on YouTube. And so of course they're like, oh, you got to watch Liar Liar, when it was like 1 or 2 episodes. And I was like, all right, so I'm watching it. And it was bad. It was just bad. Immediately I knew it was bad, but I watched it and it was bad and I regret it. It was one of the worst anime of the entire year.
Wow.
Along with 2 that aired this season. Our Dating Story, I think, was absolute fucking trash. Just the most bullshit,
dating story,
fabricated, like how can we enrage everyone with the stupidest fucking drama between these two fucking sisters and this guy? And like, no one's got a single brain cell in the entire fucking show. Last episode, there's this, so like a few episodes before the end, or maybe the episode before the end, I don't know. This girl, okay, there's a friend of the guy. He confesses to this one girl, and she shuts him down because you didn't even get to know me. How do you know that you like me? You don't know anything about me. Last episode, there's like a break between that and now. It's like a summer break type thing. He turns sexy. He shows up. She's like, oh my God,
you
watched
like, that, Joe?
And
oh my God.
This bitch was gonna flip on everything she said. That was like, oh my God. Like, I like that she said this. And then instantly just shallow and like, fuck her. Fuck the main character, the girl, her sister, the stupid drama between them. It's so bullshit the entire fucking time. Like, I just, oh my fuck. It's just so bad. Terrible. 4 out of 10. If you want to go lower, go for it. If you go higher, I don't know how you can do that. And finally, Kingdoms of Ruin. This guy, the
so irritated with that.
Edgy rage, murder, violence.
Yeah.
Oh, but this one girl kind of flips him a little bit. Now, maybe I don't want to kill all the humans. You piece of shit. Just be mad. Just be angry.
I feel like that was obviously
just stay mad.
Don't fuck it up. Why are you fucking it up? You fucked up the whole vibe. There was some great violence. Why the fuck does every person that comes in this guy's life, every girl specifically, got to get absolutely destroyed? So stupid, dumb. And I knew from the first episode it was going to be bad. I knew it. Visually, not good. The story, what? Oh, so the humans are hunting witches for some bullshit. And then the plot twist is like you see it come in and it's just bad, man. It's just
the
fucking
first
bad.
episode of Kingdoms of Ruin is like one of the most unforgivable things that has ever been committed to like public scrutiny and discourse. I've seen a lot of like boneheaded business decisions in entertainment. I've lived long enough to just have a catalog in my head of like absolutely stupid ideas. I can tell you the dumbest one though. Have your premiere episode not animated because of budget problems.
No, it was that episode like, 2, wasn't it?
Both of them. They were both.
Everything.
You knew
everything. Like, the entire fucking show.
Yeah, yeah. But specifically that the first episode. So the scene when they're in the desert is fine because again, it's like kind of bog standard shit. There's not a lot happening. You get some lip flapping. You know, the character designs are kind of there. It makes, you know, there's a little bit of magic. He pulls his little thing out, not his dick, his magic wand pen thing, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, fine. But by when the Imperial people show up to the teleportation thing into the city for the like, there's just, you could just tell it's like, oh wow, they have no money. And then episode 2, I don't even know how that made it to air. How did that happen? How? Like, in my frame of reference is like with Evangelion episode 16 or 19 or whatever the famous one where like it's not done, so you just get a lot of the production like stills that people are like, you know, just the rough work. And it's like, man, if you know anything about the creation of that series, it was hard times for everybody. They were behind, but it's kind of an artifact in time, and it became not necessarily a sign of how bad the series was, but of like the whole story of making Evangelion. Kingdoms of Ruin was like, nah, bro, we just don't know how to budget for a real anime series. We don't get it. We have not figured this out. Why not just throw away like half that episode runtime and just make a real anime? That isn't one. That's a visual novel to me. That's what it is.
We're animating more shit next season, by the way. Don't get fooled. That studio, don't expect anything from them. That's Yokohama. Don't expect anything from them. Don't expect anything from Tezuka Productions either. If they're making something, don't ever expect it. They're going to be bad.
That's unbelievable.
That's where I'm at now.
If you really think about that, that's kind of unbelievable. And you know, the sad part is I vibed with having a show where a main character was just an unrepentant asshole because he had a very good reason. And you could just make it a tragedy, and you could say, oh, if only he would just act different or learn a lesson. But no, he kind of drives himself to self-destruction, chasing after a bad idea, or like, you know, a memory of a person who wouldn't want him to do. Like, that's a very easy tragedy trope to go through, and they wanted to do hyper violence. They wanted to do things that would be very shocking, even if like the underlying material is not particularly deep. But oh my god!
Wait, no, Yokohama Animation Lab.
I'm pretty sure they're the ones that did it. No.
Oh fuck me, man! I'm still gonna watch it.
Hold on.
I'm still gonna watch it. I don't care.
Kingdom.
Yeah, they did it. I don't care. I'm still watching The Beast and the Witch. I don't care. I'm excited. Or The Witch and the Beast.
Maybe they have a different production committee. I don't know. But maybe. I didn't really want to talk about Kings of the Room because we've ragged on that a lot on the show, and they're just like okay, it's bad, but it's bad for I think business reasons. Everything else about like what they wanted to do seemed like I could have been excited. Like Ragnar Crimson we're watching right now is like, we've talked about this last week. It's sort of like, you know, the promise was screaming people and violence, and we were given exactly what we wanted plus a little bit more. Like I felt like Kingdom of Ruin when I saw the trailer had the opportunity to show me some weird shit with like a very angry main character and like people getting annihilated. But I didn't even get that because they didn't animate any of it. So I can't even call it an anime. It's like it's a book, a bad visual novel.
Okay. Then let's just go ahead and knock the best one out the way. I already know what y'all gonna do. So my best anime of the year, based off of what I have watched, is Eminence in Shadow.
Ooh.
Eminence in Shadow. Because this is the year where we got him stunting on the princess and the elf girl at the end of the first season.
That's true. That was this year.
That was
the Beatrix year. That was this year.
That was this year, and I swear to God, that is still one of my most favorite episodes of anime. Like this, that has aired this year.
True.
It was a joy to watch and just to see the facial expressions, the music, the play, but also it would not be possible without them doing the work to develop Sid and those characters around him. The music, the anime, all of it worked, and then we get this season, which is just dumb. I have not watched the last episode because I'm going through copyright shit with YouTube, so I'm just like holding off on all my reactions. But with all of that, put those together, and I'm just like, yeah, no. When I think of like my favorite shit, what am I excited? Like, what can I not wait to get the fuck on? And there are a lot of anime this season, like in particular for the fall 2023, that I'm like, a lot of this shit is like really, really great. But ain't nobody like Sid. Ain't nobody like Sid, man. Ain't nobody doing it like him.
They somehow found a unique character under all of the copy pasted like tropes that they added to him to make him over the top. I can't think of too many.
No, ain't nobody doing it like him. And the show is so ridiculous and just so ridiculous, so unserious, where I'm just like, I cannot help but love this because they don't give a fuck. Like the author of the manga is literally just like, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm just gonna do it. Just like full forward. I'm doing this. This is ridiculous. And I mean it, and he means it. And like, there's also like this thing that you as the audience know, and we know, and Shadow Garden knows, but Sid won't recognize, and we're just gonna keep it pushing, and everyone else is just reacting and doing exactly what it is. You got the tropes. It's just like, it's a really good fucking gumbo. They're just throwing a whole bunch of shit in there, and it's fucking working. It's fucking working.
And it's delicious.
And it's delicious.
Yeah. Yes.
It's delicious.
Eat it up all day.
So yeah, Eminence in Shadow for me.
I actually look forward in that show to every interaction that Sid has as Shadow with anybody else. I look forward to it because the formula is so simple. It's just, he's talking to himself. The words that he's saying look like they could be part of a conversation. The person he's talking to 100% misunderstands everything that he's saying. And then whatever that misunderstanding is going to lead to some silly ass crazy scene that I'm going to see later. And it's just like, what's the improv technique? The yes and. It's like someone like yes and it's like everyone is yes anding, but it's like they're completely all not self-aware of anything.
Yeah.
It's insane. Plus, the last episode you didn't see completely recontextualized the entire universe of the series.
Oh my
god!
God!
From top to bottom.
Okay,
like,
I gotta get on it. I gotta get on it. Okay, I gotta get on it.
You can at least record your reaction for it.
Yeah, I realized that.
You don't edit or anything.
I've been so wounded about what happened to me.
It's
That's
worth
fair.
doing because you think at the beginning of that episode there's an information dump where you're like, okay, I kind of thought that this at least explains a little bit about the stuff we've been seeing, and then it pays off at the very end of that episode when everything gets basically reversed. So I may have said too much, at least to spoil you, so I won't say any more, but like the end scene is a direct callback to one of the first scenes of the entire anime. And it's hilarious. It's a joke too. It's still a joke. It's still
Everything's a fucking joke with this anime.
Yeah, but it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe,
Well, I
what's
mean,
your
I'm
best?
gonna
Sorry, go
forget
ahead.
the majority of that anyways, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, best anime of the year is so easy. It's hard to say anything else. So we all know it's Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga
It's not
had
Golden
the best.
Kamuy? Oh no.
Golden Kamuy. I mean, you look at the animation for it. It's like, okay. I mean, sure,
This is
they
like
nutted on
asking
each other
which
and
of your
everything, but
children
like
do you
outside
love
of that,
more?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not great. But read the manga if trust me. Golden Kamuy manga, beautiful. Vinland Saga, the character arc where you pick up with Thorfinn after all of season 1, where he is in just his mental state and his drive, everything. He is just dead. Like he is walking dead. He's the closest thing to a zombie without like a virus switching his brain. And the development over the course of the season to come full circle to everything from the beginning of the entire anime, change the man entirely, help him to see all the shit he's done, all the progress he can make, and then help him to slowly make that progress, be better, and be the man that his father was, and his father tried to tell him to be, and for him to let go of the things that he held on to so much, to go back, remember these other things, and pick those back up, make them so vital to who he is as a character, and all of the other fucking pieces that go on during this arc. Because it's not just him. It's literally everyone else. And just seeing them all change, the emotional beats that hit, the fights that hit, because yes, there are still fights, even though it took a while. And yeah, from the start of the anime, I wanted fights. Yeah, you're damn right I want fights. Because I'm going to want them no matter what. And by the end of it, do I want Thorfinn to kill people? Yeah, I still want Thorfinn to kill people. But if he doesn't kill people, I'm okay with it. Because I see his change.
Well, they
I
did the
respect his
necessary work
change.
with the character.
Yeah.
And it's fine with me. I mean, yeah, I want when you see somebody when you see Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa, don't you want to see him paint again? That's Thorfinn with killing.
When you see Goku show up on the screen, don't you want to see him fucking punch somebody?
Don't you want to see him go Super Saiyan?
No.
Everybody wants to see him go Super Saiyan. So Vinland Saga, absolutely amazing, phenomenal season. I cannot wait for a third season, where they go with that. Jordan's gonna catch up, but by the time season 3 comes out, he promised me already, guaranteed. I talked to him about it.
Jordan dealing with some shit until January 7th. Okay, that's gonna be the day that'll decide what Jordan's gonna do.
So Vinland Saga, love it. It's a little too early to say Frieren, but I love that. It's phenomenal. I mean, if you've watched Oshinoko, it had probably the best first episode of anything, and it's setting up so many good things to come. You could just tell. And then we've already talked about the recognition that's deserved by Pluto. It deserves some recognition. And then you mentioned Eminence and Shadow. Those are the 5 that I got to mention for the entire year. But Vinland Saga stands head and shoulders above everybody.
If I wanted to give an award like best of the year strictly on story and character development, I would absolutely go to Vinland Saga right up front. I think that if you want to get nitpicky, because there's a lot of things I really love this year. I loved Eminence and Shadow. Absolutely. It was the thing that I probably wanted to watch the most. Every week there was an episode that was going to be available. That
Yeah.
it was the number one thing for me. I was like, okay, it's Thursday or whatever. Like, where's my Eminence episode? And again, I didn't know it was gonna happen, so I was also surprised. Vinland Saga, this is what I wish other writers would learn from, because one of the core concepts of shonen and seinen is that when characters come into conflict with each other, however that conflict is represented on paper visually, whether it's people fighting, whether it's a food duel, whether it's, you know, a battle of wits, the what's being resolved is a difference of ideology. The actual, you know, real resolution in on the page, however that happens, is just to communicate that to you. When the hero triumphs over the villain, it's not just about being stronger, it's about the hero's beliefs and their identities triumphing over that which would oppose them. That's the core of all of this. Vinland Saga accomplishes this in an environment where even its own fans and audience don't want that to happen the way that the author is doing it. What they want is what Joe expressed at the end, which is our violent murderer not only being better than all the people who oppose him, but also tearing them physically to pieces, because that's what we're trained to want, and that's the catharsis that we're supposed to get. But in Vinland Saga, especially in now it's not even half, most of the story going forward outside of that first, I guess it's basically flashback to his childhood. It tells a very different, it takes a very different approach to that, which is you can have ideals that are so strong that they put you at a disadvantage, but it's the disadvantage and the overcoming of that disadvantage to live the way that you have chosen to live once Thorfinn decided he wanted to live, which is what about half or maybe 3/4 of this season was about. Wasn't necessarily about what Thorfinn believed in. It was, did Thorfinn believe he had the right to exist anymore after all he had done, all he had seen in his recollections about the way the world really worked, as opposed to what he was like laser focused on when he was a child, which was the revenge plot. Everything that comes after that moment when he decides that he doesn't want to die, or he's reminded in that interaction with Snake and all some of those other people that he actually did want to live. That is the beginning of a hero story that does not exist in popular fiction anywhere else that I can see. It doesn't exist. Rurouni Kenshin is the closest historically to a type of, like, not a pacifist, but like the murderer who has seen the error of his ways, the beauty of humanity, and then gives up killing, but is still forced to be in physical, violent conflict with people for reasons. But that's
the world that they live in.
Right, because of the world they live in. And that's part of the reason why Rurouni Kenshin, for all of its datedness, for all of the issues the author has had, for everything, that story stands up 20 years later, 30 years later, because the core of it is so unique. Vinland Saga is the same way. So if I was given awards for story and characterization, it would be 100% Vinland Saga. But I consider other things. It was all, the pacing of that part is a little on the slow side, not just for me, but I think for a lot of the audience. There are some questionable decisions as far as how much time we spent with certain characters. I'm thinking the woman who was like, her husband had been captured, Arnie, and all this stuff, like all that, like knowing where it was going to go, it was a choice even in the manga to spend that much time there, where what we really want to know is like Thorfinn's character development, everything else. Like, it played into it, whatever. So for me, I really like the season. It's like an A+ S tier show, but actually the show that I probably enjoyed the most, as especially someone who already read it, was JJK Shibuya, because we talked about the sacrifice that all of the artists made, but as far as like what content was included in this season, Gojo Gaiden, seminal stuff, blew it out of the fucking water in, like, was it 4 or 5 episodes? So much was packed into that, and you got the gorgeous animation and the music and everything else. Then the actual Shibuya incident, like, content, the last whatever 16 or 18 episodes, is just bang, 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 bang every week, where I watched as a reader the reaction of the anime community to being dragged along, literally like a person tied behind a car, you know, going 30 miles an hour down a city street. Like, it was just nonstop horrible shit happening to people. And I think it was a very brave choice in the manga to make a arc where basically your main character gets owned multiple times and not in the like, oh yeah, you know, he's plucky, he came back and he beat, like, Yuji died to Choza, or Choza felt him die. He lost. That man lost. He got washed in a bathroom, right? Then all the stuff with Mahito, Nanami dying. Just like so much that would have been fine if that's all that had happened in one season. But then you add that to the animation. You add that to all the like the experimental shit we were getting in Asuka's Rampage.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what summed up my year more than the final scene with Mahito in the woods with the wolves and the rabbits.
Oh, I love that in the manga too.
And I was waiting to see that animated, and there was at no point when I was watching this entire season did I ever say like, oh, I wish they had done that differently. Nailed everything that I wanted. So I gotta give it up. That's my number one. It's close. It's like, you know, a difference here, a difference there, either way. Like, you know, maybe a musical choice or whatever. I probably would have flip-flopped to Vinland Saga, but I just had to be honest with my feelings. And I love violence. I love people getting their heads cut off. I love like just whole characters getting owned, just owned. That's my shit. So I gotta throw it at Jujutsu Kaisen side, but it's close. It's close.
Jujutsu Kaisen's phenomenal. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. It's one of only 2 series that I'm reading right now that I'm caught up on. I'm like 100 chapters at least into so many series, and it's just JJK and One Punch Man that I'm caught up on.
Oh yeah.
Because One Punch Man it's every month, so it's easy.
Can we throw some love to Mob Psycho? Because that was also.
Oh, that was this year. Yeah.
No, it was last year.
Was it last year?
Yep.
Was it winter last? Was it winter?
Oh, it was during the same season as Chainsaw Man.
Oh, you're right.
Man.
Oh, you're
yeah.
totally right. Why did I think it wasn't? Okay, because I was remembering that one. But definitely Bleach. Bleach had its for the fans who were holding on, especially for the Squad Zero.
Yes.
Stuff. I want to give it up because.
Oh my God! Tomorrow's the new Burn the Witch prequel thing.
Yeah, but I just want to give it up because I was very wary that they were going to not add anything to that fight, which was literally nothing in the manga because this motherfucker got off screen for the most part. But no, they gave it was an episode and a half or 2 episodes, and we got to see a Honkai we never saw before. The animation was like amazing. I mean, the Kenpachi stuff actually hit like with a crowd who didn't grow up watching the original series. I was seeing a lot of the same kind of reactions, like, oh shit, this is what everybody was talking about. I know that there were still some issues, I think, like quality wise on some of the episodes, and there's a lot, like, if you read Thousand Year Blood War, one of the biggest complaints is literally that it's the pacing because it's all
over the fucking place.
Yeah, he had to finish that series, and I don't remember how few episodes it was, so that we got where we got in this second half of the season that was this year. When did the first season run? The first part of Thousand Year Blood War?
Same as Chainsaw Man.
It was same as Chainsaw Man. So I'm
this time last year.
Yeah, so at that point, I was saying that like the Yamamoto fight was like some god tier shit.
Oh, beautiful.
so memorable. But there's actually a ton of that in like similar quality episodes in the second half of that season that we got this year. And they just kind of, you know, it did its damage, and then it kind of got out of there for some other stuff. But I hope the Bleach fans are happy because this is a dream that many thought they would never live to see. And it was really good. It's just, you have to know the whole series beforehand to really get a lot out of that. So I wouldn't necessarily put it like at the top of any of like my list, even though I know about it.
All right.
And maybe next year we'll talk about Shangri-La Frontier.
I love Shangri-La. It just doesn't It's not on the.
Yeah, it's not.
the other things.
It's not up there yet. Maybe,
it's not
maybe
there,
yet. Who knows?
No, it's not.
If I went
not
like 10 deep on a lot of these things, I'd probably hit Shangri-La.
Yeah, it's like it's not a prestige show.
No,
but it's also like very. It scratches an itch I didn't know that I had. And I don't know. I feel like I'll still remember. I will remember a lot of it because I wanted to put Sunraku as a character for this year. What memorable gamer characters like their identity is gamer even exist in anime? It's hard to think of too many. Good ones.
You see how we blocked him out of our minds?
Well, he's a real gamer. What do you mean? No, he's definitely.
He ain't. I mean, is he even considered a gamer anymore? What is he? Like what is his character doing? He's lived what 100 years in his mind, or some shit. I don't even know. And like I'm like, bruh, I don't even know what the fuck this is anymore.
Like who are you? Well, I mean, like his description in episode 1, season 1 was like, I am the god gamer. I was given access first. I am the greatest. And I'm like, but that, I don't think he, I don't know. I think having watched Shangri-La Frontier, my opinion about what I need to see on paper to believe that someone is a gamer is changed. And it should have changed a long time ago because I'm a gamer and I know what gamers are like. And most of the time, these gamer anime characters are not. They are written by people who don't know. They don't know they haven't read the Secret Scrolls. They don't know the closest before this was it's also this year was Isekai Uncle. Like
oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, like that's a gamer, okay?
It's so funny that you call it this year and it started literally like summer last year.
Yeah.
It literally took that long to finish.
Yeah, I can only think of like the last couple episodes that I saw, and I saw them even after they aired. I watched them this year, but like that's a gamer, okay? That's one side.
100%.
That's one side of the gamer archetype. I feel like Sunraku is this unexplored other side of like someone who just gets extreme joy out of every aspect of what a good game is. Just joy, unrepentant. We don't need to save the world.
No high school drama.
Yeah, he's not trying to make anybody to like get his mother, sister, cousin, out of the hospital who has a.
They're not gonna die.
Right? There's no stakes. It's just like this is a dude who really loves video games. I just wish there was more for all the pandering that we do in anime and in popular media to gamers. Like, where are they? Where are these characters? I guess who's the guy in No Game No Life? What was the lead in that one?
Oh, Sora.
Sora.
Was it Sora?
I think that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, Shiro, because Shiro's the girl. Like those are also some gamers. Yeah. Those are some degenerate gamers. It's another side of the spectrum.
Yeah. That got so good near the end too. Like that shit was so with the Beast People, that game. I was like, this is fun.
With a tag or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was so good. And then they gave us the movie and was like, fucking deal, bitches.
Oh,
but the crazy thing is that it sells so well every time a new volume is released.
It's nuts.
It sells so well.
Like, was it like 15% or 18% of Media Factory's like year over profit is just for some No Game No Life.
Yes.
It's just nuts.
It doesn't make any sense. So maybe hopefully it'll get the Classroom of the Elite treatment where it'll disappear and then it'll pop back up and they'll be like, y'all got like 4 seasons coming.
Oh
like,
God, I hope it doesn't get the Classroom of the Elite treatment though.
Not the production, okay?
Because production wise,
Classroom of the Elite is one of those series that I like it.
I'm not really even looking for like
that's what I mean. Like the moments get me more than what they could look like.
It's more so that plot, the story and the plot, and that is all I really care about when I go into that shit. Like they could do the whole like zoom in on the eyes kind of shit that some things do, and I'll be like, I'll take it.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll take it because they talk about some crazy shit. Because Homeboy did this, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it, but. I mean, production-wise...
I need some truly evil stuff next season. I need some evil shit. Okay.
Well, it's supposed to be the end of the first year, so it's supposed to be crazy.
Only I could read light
so many volumes in one, and it was confirmed it's a 13-episode season.
Jesus.
Or at least the
fucking
Blu-ray
Christ.
will be for season 3.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we gonna see.
So that's rough.
We gonna see.
That's asking a lot. Okay. So actually, is there nothing else? I think
that is it. That is
wow.
That is it. That is all. We actually hit the time that we were aiming to go for. Holy shit.
Awesome.
So yeah, like, let us know, you guys. You can comment on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, everything, blah, blah. Let us know, DM us, let us know what your lists were, whether you agreed, whether you didn't agree, what are some shows that you think that we should check out that you didn't really hear us mention this time around. And, you know, make sure you go follow us, anime_savants, on Twitter, then Anime Savants everywhere else, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And Joe, where can everyone find you?
You know, as I always mention, you know, I'm sure a lot of people already know, just Freshest Anime on YouTube. You can find me there. That's pretty much the one spot. If you want to come by a Twitch stream, JoeFreshest on Twitch.
Where can I find
I ain't
you,
doing
James?
nothing else but trolling people on Twitter.
You have been at it. Oh my god.
Just trolling people.
Bruh, your
now,
quote
listen.
retweets lately, I'm like, this nigga wants smoke. Oh my god.
Listen, it's like it's almost New Year's and I'm doing a Rome is burning theme on my Twitter account. So but you can hit me up at Neural Handshake. I don't know. The anime discourse is not as strong lately, but I've been on that Ragnar Crimson.
Oh my. Oh, well. I am no longer on Ragnar Crimson because it's what's getting my channel possibly deleted. So
I'm so
fuck
sorry
King
about that.
Records.
Yes.
Fuck King Records. Fuck you bitches. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I
believe that.
Because
You're
what's
gonna
gonna
win
call it? Japanese workforce, y'all motherfuckers move too slow to respond in 10 days. They didn't even respond in the 7 days that I did with Toho. And that's a bigger, more efficient company. So y'all aren't gonna win. Okay? You're not gonna win. I'm gonna keep my stuff.
You could do Ragnar as
also,
like a Patreon exclusive if you want to.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna go to. That's what it's gonna go to. But I'm just so caught up right now with just waiting for them to basically be like, all right, everything wiped, and then I'm immediately deleting all of that from my channel, and now I have to look for like what King Records produces on shows and be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not covering that. But I heard shit went down.
Shit is going down.
Yeah,
also, shout out to Kev on Stage for
my fucking god,
journey,
you niggas on Twitter,
which has now led to Boku no Pico, which is
okay. That's Toasty.
That
is Toasty. Toasty's trolling. She's trolling.
Yo.
As soon as I saw who tweeted it, I was like, she's trolling her ass off. I know she is.
No, he's polling between Brotherhood and Death Note, right?
Yeah, but someone.
Oh, did he add Brotherhood? The poll I saw was Hunter x Hunter, Death Note.
Brotherhood was in that.
Brotherhood was in. I didn't see Brotherhood in that one.
And I think that it got narrowed down to Death Note and Brotherhood.
Good.
I think Death Note makes more sense.
I think the thing was,
I watched his season 2. I didn't watch anything for season 3 or the final season. I watched his season 2 video.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. I wish I did reactions for it all. It was great.
I mean,
exception,
bruh. The discourse, it highlights something I just really fucking do not like about Twitter, and it's that like niggas will hop on anything for engagement. You niggas have been talking about this shit for days on end. Give it a rest. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Give him completed series and let it go. But like the whole One Piece thing is out of control. It's out of control. It's out of control. Like
people are recommending One Piece for him. Oh,
people are recommending One Piece, and the thing was,
and I like One Piece, but these fucking masochists want everyone to suffer with.
The thing is, it's not even a thing of like I'm saying like don't recommend One Piece. I'm not saying that. I'm like, it's one thing if you can just give him the background and you basically be like, listen, this is one of the longest running shows. It's really, really good. You can watch this in between everything else that you're watching if you feel like it. If you don't, you don't. But people are up in arms about the why are y'all recommending it at all? And it's like, nigga, it's a recommendation. Relax. And then you got people being like, they should recommend it. It's the best thing of all. And it's like, oh my god, everybody. And at the end of the day, all I see is it turning him off and being like, you niggas are crazy. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you niggas are crazy. Like, why are you going so hard over this shit? So, if like someone said wrap it up by today at 3 p.m. Like, y'all should have wrapped that shit up like way long ago. He's not even done with Attack on Titan yet. Like, let him get through Attack on Titan.
Oh, he's not even done with it yet?
He's working his way through season 4 right now, but he's not even done. But he's like fielding other things. But at least just, I would say, recommend completed series. Just leave it at that.
100%.
Just leave it at that. Recommend completed series. Because someone was trying to get him to watch Hunter x Hunter, and I was like, he doesn't want that pain. He's not ready for that. He's not ready for the disappointment. So do not recommend Hunter x Hunter yet. He'll get to it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think Hunter x Hunter is a terrible...
It's not a terrible recommendation, but it's incomplete.
In terms of its cliffhanger, though, I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, we can go into this whole... Sure. Did he like open up the door for like literally a whole like second half new world? Yes, but I think that it has an ending. You a little bit, but it has like a kind of like an ending.
If you did not know that Hunter x Hunter had a manga and it ended where the anime is, you could take that. I feel like people could take that in a sense.
Like 6 more volumes ahead. That's it.
But
even last like 20
that's
years.
the thing, though.
Let's not.
Relive
that pain either.
Yeah.
I will say that as the year does wrap up, I always try to think, was there anything that I watched over the year that I would recommend to someone who was not an anime watcher, because as more people actually start to find this stuff, I do think that like there is a tendency to either, I don't want to say like troll people, but it's like however you got jumped into anime, you want to jump other people in the same way, and I don't know if that's like a great idea. The only thing other than like Spy Family, which I think as a 2-season set now actually is fantastic for non-anime watchers, because you don't even have to watch whole episodes. They're little like 10-minute to 15-minute halves. And they're usually 2 different stories, so that's usually pretty good. But do you guys have like anything that you watch this year where you're like, oh yeah, that's a great intro?
My Happy Marriage. I think My Happy Marriage.
My wife actually started watching that. Yeah, we talked.
I think My Happy Marriage is not that like crazy of an intro, because it's very similar to like Korean dramas or something like that. So I feel like that'd be like an easy transition.
And Gretzko too. I put a bunch of people on a Gretzko in the last year.
Yeah, I think like if you related My Happy Marriage to like a K drama that like someone would like, they'd be like, oh word, oh what did they do? What her daddy do? Oh shit, fuck. And they'd be like, yeah, let's watch it. I think that'd be an easy rec.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw someone else say that you have to take into account the person's individual taste.
Oh, of course.
Like
of course.
Every time you're doing a recommendation
that's how
like
I
that.
Feel.
Yeah.
That's why I can't think of something that's like broad recommendation.
Usually when I do broad recommendations, I do Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There's something in there for everybody.
No, I hear you. I have memories of like putting my homies onto anime, period. Back when I was in college, they would just see me watching something and be like, yo, what is that? Literally, one of my best friends, he walked into my dorm room and saw the Gaara fight in Naruto for the first time in my dorm. He was like, he's like, yo, what is this? He's been a fiend ever since. So you never know.
Nigga, you got some episodes to watch before you get to this.
Brother, at that time, I thought it was a lot of episodes. We ain't even talking about where we're at. Also, I saw like, all right, I have not watched this, and I probably never will. Is Boruto trying to do something right now? Like, just a budget? Why are people talking about this? I'm out of the loop.
I have not seen any Boruto
half of it's a
talk.
Meme. I want to say half of it's a meme, and then maybe they are doing something. Maybe they are doing something with it. I don't know. I stopped reading it a while back.
I know crazy shit happened with Naruto, and people lost their shit online.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, that's crazy, but I could have seen that coming from a mile away, because what the fuck why we got Boruto if this nigga is still Naruto? Like,
I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm not in those waters, okay? I'm neither addicted to that franchise nor am I 13 years old. So I'm missing what's happening over there.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, that is all, y'all. So we will catch y'all next year.
Oh.
Next year.
Yeah.
2024.
Oh, yes. Wrapping up the season and then starting a new one. Please, God, so let solo leveling actually be good.
Oh man.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
All right. All right. A solo leveling. Clearly, y'all gonna hear a lot about.
It won't be as good as Dangerous in My Heart, but hopefully, like, at least the second best anime.
Okay, well, all I want is for them to not push back Tower of God season 2 from the summer.
Oh please!
Oh God, please.
I do not want them to push it. Do not push it.
Hold on.
Do not push it. That's all I really want. That's my like shining star of next year. I need to know how they're going to navigate this shit because it is so like I need to know because that next chapter after the prologue is just like what? It's like which what? What are we doing?
Them your energy.
Yes.
Everybody, send them your energy.
Yeah. Send them your energy.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Speaking of that, Dragon Ball shit's coming out next year. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
Peace out.